Good morning everyone. I'm back with another video on MySQL. But before starting my video, I want to thank all those persons who encouraged me to start it again. So today we are going to start with MySQL practical session 5. Earlier we have worked on DDL commands and today we are going to start with DML commands. So first thing, what is the full form of DML? And as we all know that DML is data manipulation language. Manipulation means to update, delete or insert the data in the table, or you can say a relation in RDBMS. So first command that we are going to start with is insert command. What does insert means? Insert means adding value to a table or a relation, or you can say that adding a tuple. Okay, and we all know that a tuple is a row in a relation. So insert command. In insert we can add tuples in three ways. First one is to add a completely new record. How we are going to do it? We are having a syntax over here, that is insert into, and the words that are written in capital letters are all the fixed words. So we can say these are the keywords in our language. So first you have to write insert into, then table name. Whatever table you are using, you have to use its table name. After that you have to write values and then value 1, 2, 3 and so on. Here the value 1, 2, 3 addresses the value or the entries which we are going to enter in the table. Okay, and next one is inserting a record with a null value. For suppose I want to insert a null value or a missing value in my table, then the syntax for that insertion command is insert into table name. It's same like the earlier one. Okay, till values, it's the same. After that again you have to enter the values of their respective columns. Always remember that you have to enter the values according to the order of the columns in the table format. Okay, whatever your column you are having at first place, that column value should be entered at the first value. Okay, after that the next column value. Then if you want to enter null, you have to just write null null and it will entered as null or a missing value. Okay, now let us see an example. Earlier we were using a table name employee. My table name was employee. So what we have to write? We have to write insert into. Next, this is a table name and then values. After that I am having several columns in which I enter the value in the order which I am having in my table structure. Okay, or you can say whatever columns order we entered in our create command. Same case in the next one, you can see I have entered a null value in increment column. I entered a null value in increment column. Now the third one is if we want to enter or if we want to insert with reduced number of columns. Okay, for example, I want to enter only few column values. Then what I have to do? Then I can't use the above two methods to insert my values, because these methods are for complete columns. These are for complete columns. If you want to enter complete column values, then you have to use these methods. Else you have to use the third one, which is insert into table name. Till here it is same, just like the above one, but here you have to write the column names in which order you want to give the values and in which columns you want to enter the values. Now for suppose if I want to enter the values in e-name, okay, then e-location and others, so I have to give values for them only. Rest will enter as null, and after that same values and the value which are going to insert into these columns, that is column 1 and after that column 2. So here we are having three methods. First one is to insert a complete new record with different values. Next is to insert with the null value. You have to simply write null in the values one. And the last one is to enter the record with the reduced number of columns. After that you can see I have entered few rows in my table, that I am having 10 rows or 10 tuples in my table. Just remember we are having different IDs because we applied already primary key constraint in this. So we are having different employee IDs in this table. Now after inserting the values, I am moving towards the next command, that is the update command. If I want to update some value in my table, then what should I do? As we are humans, so we can do human error sometime. So what we can do if we have entered a wrong entry into our database, so we are having update command here. In update command, first one is we can update an existing record. So how can we update that? We are having a syntax. You have to write update, okay, because we want to update some value, so you have to write update as we are modifying it. Okay, for modification we are having update. After that, table name, then set. Why set? Because we want to set a new value to it, so you have to write set. Now the column, we have to write the name of that column which we want to change. Okay, the value that we want to change. So its column name should be here, and then the new value or the modified value that you want to enter here. After that, the where clause, and then column name. Which column name? On which basis you are going to change the value. That means a fixed value which is already there, which is going to be matched. You can say it's a condition. Having an example over here. So you can see here, update. My table name was EMP, then set. I want to change the salary to 45,000. Where employer name is Arjun. Where employer name is Arjun. So now you can see in the previous slide, you can see employee ID Arjun, and here salary is 7,000. You can see here salary is 7,000, which I want to change. So here in this example, I am changing its value to 45,000. Okay, but there is a condition in doing this. If we are having unique values in that column, that is employee name, then this query is perfectly fine. But what happen if we are having two employees with the name Arjun? Because employee name can be repetitive, it can be same of two employees. So we have to take those columns or those attributes which are unique or not null. Okay, we have to take conditions in where clause, or you can have to take the columns or attributes in the where clause which are not null and unique. Like for example, in the next one you can see update EMP set increment is equal to 4,000, where employee ID is 20. Employee ID is a primary key which is always unique and not null. So you can set the increment at 4,000 in employee ID 20. Let us see again. So in employee ID 20, you can see Krishna. He is having increment of 44,000, which is a manual error. You can see here the increment is 44,000, which is a manual error. So if we want to update that, we can use update command, and here I have written where EID is 20, so it's updated. Okay, next one, if I want to update a complete attribute or a complete column. Okay, when we want to update a complete column, what we have to do? Why we need this? For suppose you have altered or you have entered a new column to your table, then the values are null over there, and if you want to enter a fixed value over there, so what you have to do? You have to just update the complete attribute. There's a very simple command for it. Just write update, then table name, set, and the column name which you want to change. Column name and its new value. We are not going to give any where condition for this. Why we are not giving any where condition? Because we want to change the complete attribute. You want to change the complete attribute. That's why we are not giving any column value or condition here. Okay, let us see what we are getting after showing the value or showing the data of the table. So you can see over here Arjun is having salary 45,000 instead of 7,000 now, and same case Krishna, who was having increment of 44,000, is having correct increment of 4,000 now. So in this way update command work. Now our next and the last command for today is delete command. It's used to delete the data or the record from the table, to delete a tuple from a table. How we are going to delete a tuple from a table? So we are having a syntax over here, that is delete. First you have to write delete from, then table name, and after that you have to give condition, where the same case you have to give primary key. Why I am giving primary key? Because if I am giving any other key, candidate key or alternate key or any other key, then there are chances that we get repetitive value, so it will delete several records from it. So best thing is that you will use the primary key component of your relation to delete any record from the table. Okay, so your syntax is delete from table name, where condition, that is column name and value to be matched. So you can see over here, now I am having 9 rows. You can see now I am having 9 rows in the table. Earlier I was having 10 rows. Now I am having 9 rows because one ID, that is EID 10, was deleted from this table. Next one you are having is deleting complete data from the table. How you can delete complete data is similar to truncate. You can directly use truncate, which is the best option. Else you can simply write delete from and table name, delete from and your table name. Okay, your table name and last semicolon to end your command. It will delete the complete data from the table. I haven't run this query because if I run this query, then I am not able to run other commands, my DQL commands for further lectures, because it will delete the complete data from the table. The structure of data will remain and the data, the records of the table will get deleted. Okay, so today we have learned about insert command, 3 ways. After that, update command, 2 ways to update a complete attribute and to update a single record. And then last, delete an existing record and to delete a complete data from table. Now in our next lecture we are going to study about DQL commands, which are data query language commands. See you soon. Thank you.